What's going on, YouTube? It's Rarity Marcel back with another video. As you see, we're back on the mats today with the Cough Cup 9 Round 1 feature match. Basically, for you guys who don't know what the Cough Cup is, it's basically a monthly tournament we hold at Hyperion Games. Huge shout out to those guys for hosting the tournament, by the way. It's a chance for us to come together as friends, duelists, etc. I personally buy all the prizing and stuff like that, whether it be boxes, customly made play mats, sleeves, etc. And then we basically have 3 rounds of Swiss, two rounds of Top Cup. It's like basically top 4 playoff to decide our Cough Cup champion for that month. So as you guys can see, this one's a little bit more meta relevant as we have Adventure Spright, on the left, and we have Pure Tribrigade on the right. Now, this is a little different as far as Tribrigade, because, you know, recently, the only build we really seen for it is a Spright build, so I'm really interested to see how Pure is being played nowadays and how it competes against the meta. So, without further ado, let's go and get right into it. I believe the Tribrigade player will be starting off for us here. And then we start off with Foolish. Now, will we Ash here? I guess not. We go ahead and dump Kit. Kit will then dump a Tribrigade from deck. Most likely will be a Nerval to search for a Tribrigade to hand. Or add a Tribrigade to hand, rather. Excuse me. So we go ahead and do that. Nerval will then search. Add in Karis. Now, for those who do not know, most times when a Tribrigade player searches out for the Karis, that means they already have the Fractal in hand, and they're basically looking for an extender. So we're going to start off with normal summon of the Nerval. Attempt Nerval. Oh, actually, before we go into Nerval effect, we're going to DD Crow. Okay. I'll wait to block Link summoning here, because you can't banish one to Link for 1. I mean, I don't think there's a Tri-Beast for that. So we're going to go ahead and instead link into our Almirage, because that was a normal summon there. And then we're going to go ahead and pitch Nerval to summon out Karis. Which made me kind of like wonder, why did we DD Crow if we already knew the Karis was in hand as well? It means we already have the extension to play through here. But we're going to move on. We're going to banish 2 to summon out Bearbum. This allows us to get access to our Tribrigade Revolt through Link summoning, or just basically have it leave the board. So we're going to go ahead and summon out our Rugal. Then we're going to attempt to do Bearbum effect, met by Call by the Grave. Well, excuse me, not the Bearbum was met by Call by the Grave. The Ash is met by Call by the Grave on Bearbum. Excuse me, I just kind of skipped a step there. Ugh. So we're going to, search out the Revolt. In its prime, one of the most deadly cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But now we have cards like Super Factorial who basically just do the same thing. Yay, Yu-Gi-Oh! So we're going to go ahead and pass turn. We're going to start off with a Spright starter. I know you guys can't see that because of the glare. To summon out Blue. Basically, what Spright starter does is basically like a quick play Drytron Nova, in a sense where you basically can special summon any Spright from your deck. Only downside to it is that you in fact lose life points equal to the original attack of that said monster. In this case, you're losing 1100 attack or 1100 life points because of the attack of Spright Blue, who allows you to then search for a Spright monster. But you see added Jet there, which allows you to actually add a Spright Speller Trap. And all this is just free, by the way. So we'll go ahead and use Jet. Jet will then search. Like we already have Smashes in hand, which is the spot removal for the deck. So we're going to instead be adding another starter to hand, basically as a follow-up play here. And right now it's looking pretty good. And for you guys who are wondering why the Almirage is in the grave, I believe the Almirage was chained to the starter to then put protection on top of the Rugal. Which, by the way, I thought about it. Why didn't we just go app? But then again, I guess fear of the apps getting ran over, since it's only going to be 1600 attack. So we're going to go ahead and link away the Jet and the Blue for Elf. They're going to go ahead and use Smashers here. Interesting. Are we trying to basically force out the Revolt? So we're going to banish Jet for cost. Okay, we're going to chain the Revolt. Then we're going to chain the Elf. Targeting the blue. Engrave. Okay, so I see what we're doing here. We're trying to basically force out the Revolt and still get follow-up. Actually, we got to play the game to actually summon it back the blue here. We see the Revolt's going to go through first since it was the last thing on the chain here. Summon it back out. Kit, Fractal, Karis, Nerval, etc. to summon out our Sherrig. So all that would happen on a different chain here, which unfortunately means that the Omen will get banished on resolution of the actual play here, because the first thing in the chain, remember, was the Smashers, then chain link 2 was the Elf, chain link 3 was the Revolt. So that, which is still fine though, because on resolution I believe you still get your Omen on top of still getting your Kit and your Nerval effect as well. So we would still, the Elf will be banished. The Jet from Graveyard was be banished for cost of the Smashers, and then you would banish the blue as well, leaving the Spright player with no way to play the game except for Starter and I think Starter, Effect Veiler, and I think that's another blue in hand, which means that he's basically playing next turn. But right now it's all for naught. Hey, would have been better just to keep playing the game and just let the Revolt do its thing when it came out. Because now, yeah, you forced it out, but now your opponent just keeps playing the game here. Because now on EP, you can just go ahead and use Rugal effect to summon back out the Karis. Karis goes back to hand. So now you're just basically playing the game next turn, draw for turn. Yeah, it's not looking very good right now. So we're going to normal out the Fractal. And we have plenty of Tri-Beasts in the grave to play with here. Yeah, I'm not seeing... I don't... So we're going to banish 3 for Fractal. It's going to get met by Effect Veiler. Okay, that's fine. Because we still can just go Farragut at this point and summon out Karis. Which that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and link those two away for Farragut. Then Farragut will be able to actually summon out the Karis from hand. And we just keep playing the game here. Yep, we're just going to go to game 2. Yep, makes sense. Alright guys, we're back with game number 2. As you guys saw, we saw Tribrigade actually pretty handily win game 1. Despite maybe I'll be honest with you, maybe some questionable plays with Spright. So we're gonna see if Spright can actually fix it this time around. See, they have basically a brick in hand, because like you see Faithful Adventures, Smashers. They're setting 2 because I think one of those was Cosmic as well. So it's not looking very good here to start off with. Well, without a absolutely busted hand, Tribrigade can't really OTK anyway. So I mean, you'll get another turn. Just hopefully it's not too late. And we see the Faithful Adventure coming down here. We're just gonna search for a Water Enchantress. Which is a shame, because if we had a... I was just about to say if we had a Spright, we actually could play the game here. It might be a huge misstep from the Spright player here, because you could have simply just got rid of the Water Enchantress, dumped the graveyard, banished to search for a right, summon out tokens, summon out the Spright Carrot, link those 2 away into Elf, and the Elf will just summon back out the Carrot here. But that's past. What we're seeing right now is an activation of a Pointer of the Red Lotus, which is that little glare card we can't see there. Basically, what we're doing here is we're going to reveal our hand, pay 2,000, look at our opponent's hand, and banish one card from their hand until the end of the turn. But in this case, it really does not do much, because we still can play the game here. As you can see, we see Karis dump Kit. Kit will then dump as well from deck. We're going to most likely dump Nerval. Nerval just gets another Fractal at this point. Yeah. But I was saying before all this, we could just summon tokens, summon out Carrot, go for Elf, and the Elf summon back out Carrot, and then overlay those two into a Spright. Granted, you can't do your standard Toad plays that turn, but I think that was a line we could have went. Just want to confirm here. I'm going to put Elf up here so we can confirm that you actually can do that play. I don't want to be talking outside of my neck here. Yeah, just 2 monsters. As long as they're linked to evolved, or a level rank or link to evolved, like I was saying. But let me see. We're going to go ahead and use the Karis. Banish 2 to summon out the Farraget. Farraget will summon out Fractal. And then we go ahead and link those 2 away for Bearbroom. Farraget will be triggered to draw 1. And put 1 back at the bottom here. Smart play here, though, from Tribrigade player, because we have not, in fact, normal summon. So anything happens here, you can actually just follow up with the actual normal summon and just play the game anyway. But it's not like we're looking just to make a board, not necessarily break a board or go for game here. Which makes sense because your opponent really hasn't done anything to make you think they actually can kill you anytime soon here. So we're going to link away, we're going to summon out the, first of all, the Double Dragon Lords, and then we're going to link away the Bearbroom and the Fractal, for which I'm assuming is a Rugal. And then Bearbroom will then trigger Engrave to then add a Revolt to hand and put 1 card back at the bottom. We see Imperm and Crossout as well in the hand of the Tribrigade player. Pretty interesting here. So we'll go into battle phase, swing it for a little damage here. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the Double Dragon Lords is at 16 and the Rugal is at, I think, 23. So we're going to set 3. In phase, we're going to go into Cosmic and actually hit the Revolt. That's pretty impressive. We're going to pass turn. We draw for turn here. I think we drew Effect Relay for turn. That's unfortunate. But we actually can still, in fact, do adventure things here. So we're going to go ahead and banish the Water Enchantress to search out another right. We activate the right. Get token. This would then trigger our Faithful Adventure to allow us to get our Draco back. Yeah. Don't worry, we all do it. We tend to skip the step of searching Draco back and then searching the Wonder Griffin. Like, we already know what we're going for here. Yeah, you go for the Wonder Griffin, pitching the Draco back to equip it to your token. Now here, if I were the Tribrigade player, would I just use Dragon Lords immediately to bounce back the tokens to prevent the Wonder Griffin from coming out and having negation on board? Or do we wait for a proof of a Spright monster or body to actually, stop that instead? Because we have perfect knowledge right now. We know that the Spright player has no access to Sprites right now. He has Spright Smasher, Effect Veiler, and Wonder Griffin Rider. But oh no, yeah. So okay, so that Wonder Griffin does come down now, which is a big deal because you have the bounce from the Draco back equipped, and we also have two 2,000 beaters on the board on top of an Omni Negate and Wonder Griffin, which might lead to being punished by letting this go through here, because now we see the Draco back targeting the Rugal. To bounce it back, we're going to chain the Rugal to send back out the Fractal. Because now we have Imperm. But now it's battle phase. Do you just try to bounce it with the Dragon Lords? No, I think Dragon Lords has to send another monster on your side of the board. Or unless it can send itself. Because now it just basically just break your monster board, and you, on top of the fact that I think he forgot to get his Fractal off of the Appointed Red Lotus. That makes it worse. Yeah, this is not looking good now. Yeah, because now you just go ahead and normal summon the Nerve Wall, but then the Wonder Griffin just comes back down. So when we try to activate the effect, we're just going to go ahead and negate it. Granted, you'll search. Oh, yeah, and then there's the effect veiler. Totally forgot about the effect veiler. Yeah, it's not looking... Wow, I really thought Tribrigade had this one already in hand. Now it's looking very questionable. Wow, Venture Spright with no access to Spright right now, and it's still somehow managing to control the game. I guess it's how powerful the Brave package or Venture package truly is. One card literally led us all of this. Wow. And we're just gonna go scoop it up and go to game 3. Alright guys, we're back with the final decisive game, game 3. Honestly, I really thought Tribrigade had a sweep going on here, and it just imploded so fast off of just allowing one mistake to cost you the entire game. But we're gonna move on to the next game. They do have the opportunity to go first here. So we're gonna start off with the Rescue Cat, which is pretty strong. 10 Rescue Cat effect, but it's met by Gamma. Oof. Hate to see it. Yeah, it's a powerful play, but yeah, when it stopped, it's basically halts your turn. Because now we're gonna go ahead and set 3 and pass turn. But to answer my earlier question of what kind of Tribrigade this is, it looks like it's some kind of Tribrigade stun variant, I want to say, based on what we saw in hand. Start off with, the anti-spell, which is met by Cosmic. Wow, the Spright player just has everything at this point. Yeah, so now we just continue to play the game here, but yeah, I'm guessing it seemed like a standard Tribrigade, and then when you go inside, it seemed like Tribrigade stun because you see, like I said, you see all the floodgates coming in. You see the swap coming down here, but it's gonna be met by, go ahead and flip it. The ban plays on. So what this card does basically is neither plays a lot of special summon monsters with the same level. Also, they can special summon monsters with the same rank. So basically, if you're Spright, ain't no other level 2s come on this board. Ain't no rank 2s. You get the 1. But if you can't go into 2 level 2s, how do you get to the rank 2? You get what I'm saying here? So basically, this floodgate was meant to just say no to Spright. So now we're put in an awkward position of we can just swap bounce back and just pass. You still have like Nibiru and Ghostbell to protect you, but you give up a lot of advantage here now. Well, a lot of advantage I want to say by actually letting them play the game here. But the thing is though, on that Rescue Cat, is he allowed to actually summon out the Kit and the Karis? Because they're both level 2s. I don't know about that. I don't think he can do that. Even I get they're coming out simultaneously, but I don't know if he's allowed to do that. Yeah, you see the Spright player checking right now. I'm gonna pull up the text of the card real quick and put it up here so you guys can see it again. We can go ahead and check together here, but I don't know if he's allowed to actually do that. But they're going to continue to play, I guess, because now you got a ruling from the judge that says he actually is able to do that. But unfortunately, on the summon of the Fractal off of the Farigit, we're going to get met by Nibiru, because that indeed was our 5th summon. But yeah, neither player can special summon monsters with the same level as those they control. Okay, so I guess on technicality, they come out at the same time. So I guess it would be fine. I'm guessing that's the logic we're going with here. See pass turn though, and on standby phase we're gonna go ahead and flip the anti-spell again. I guess that's how it works then. Yeah, because you technically don't control level 2 until they both come down, so I guess that's fine. And either way, it's met by Nibiru, so I mean, it's like old news at this point. But now it still puts our Spright player in a weird, awkward situation. But the thing is though, this Nibiru actually can't help them, because I think you are able to actually go into Elf. And the Elf will be able to summon out one of your level 2s from graveyard, and you'll be able to actually go into Gigantic Spright if you so wish. Or even possibly go into like a Zeus play or something like that to clear the back row and clear the token. Because I believe that token is in fact stronger than the Nibiru in attack position. I mean, so yeah, but we're going to normal summon blue, link those 2 away into Elf, and then to activate Elf effect, chain Callbody to hit the blue. That's rough. Yeah, just basically just no. No. But the thing is, though, oh no, the Spright player does in fact have Ghost Bell in hand because they actually could have stopped the Call by the Grave with Ghost Bell. So a huge misstep here. Oh, or actually, okay, we're correcting it. Okay, I was about to say, oh, yeah, that's a huge misstep there. So now we're gonna go ahead and summon out the blue effect to search out for Jet. I think it's here. What is the play now then? Like, do we just simply go into Zeus play, or we just try to play around the two floodgates here? All right. So we're going to Gigantic Spright. Do Spright effect. Now keep in mind, guys. Most of you already know this by now, but you do not. In fact, you do not detach for calls for Spright. It just activates. But we see the glare right there. If you can't tell, it's a Swap Frog. Swap Frog is gonna dump Swap Frog. And then we're gonna go ahead and just swing at the token and kill it. Let's keep in mind we do have a link under the Gigantic, which doubles its attack. Then we're going to go ahead and summon out the Jet. Jet will then search for either Smashers or Starter. We're going to search out for Starter. We're going to go ahead and link those two away for our Phoenix. So we are on Phoenix. Okay, cool. So get rid of the band plays on. And from here we can just play the game. Yep, summon out Swap. Then banish the Swap from graveyard for Ronin Toad. Overlay those two for Totally Awesome. And pass turn. So now we have a negation. Your opponent can't play spells just like you can't. And it's going to shake hands. That's going to wrap it up, guys. Remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Ren signing out. Peace. Have a great day.